Hello everyone, this is Aryan Thakkar, your coach and mentor, and welcome back to my YouTube channel on Aryan Tutorials, where in this video I'm going to take up your Act 1 Scene 2 of Macbeth for ISC Class 11. If you haven't watched my previous video on Act 1 Scene 1, then I would recommend you that you should go and watch it and then come back here and continue with Act 1 Scene 2, detailed and line by line explanation. Now, Act 1 Scene 2 of Macbeth opens on a battlefield. If you remember, हमारे previous scene में मैंने आपको बताया था that the three weird sisters or the three witches were talking about when the hurly-burly is done, when the battle's lost and won. So they were talking about a battle which was going on onto the other part of Scotland, to which they were indifferent. उसी battle का description इस particular scene में किया गया है. Now, why the depiction of battle has been made over here? In order to draft a characterization of our central figure, that is Macbeth. Now, Macbeth in this particular scene is not directly introduced, rather he is introduced through other characters, which is very essential, which is very significant for us to understand that how Macbeth actually is like a character. कि वो कैसा है, so that when we go towards next scene, it will hint into something what is upcoming later in the play. ठीक है? So Act 1 Scene 2 opens up on a battlefield where two kingdoms, that is Scotland, is fighting against Ireland. Now, this is one of the most important character whose name is King Duncan. He is the king of Scotland who's introduced over here. His two sons, that is Malcolm and Donalbain, where Malcolm is Duncan's elder son and Donalbain is his younger son. They are also introduced. At the same time, the rebels army, rebel यानी कि जो कि opposition के होते हैं, the opposition army which is attacking on Scotland is the army of Ireland, which is led by rebel named MacDonald. ठीक है? It's not MacDonald. Do not make the mistake. It is MacDonald. So there is a battle which is going on between them, and we also get to see a bleeding, a wounded captain. In many editions, he is referred to as sergeant as well. So captain and sergeant dono same ही है, so do not get confused. He is introduced, and through his voice, we get to know about, we get an insights about Macbeth as a character. So this bleeding sergeant or captain is very important because he acts as a voice of the battlefield, where he informs King Duncan about the progress in the battle and how Macbeth has been a brave soldier in bringing victory to Scotland against the rebels army. ठीक है? So chalo, let's get started. Let's get into understanding line by line of Macbeth Act 1 Scene 2. Now, this scene takes place in a camp near Foz. The pronunciation is Foz and not Forest. Please take note of that. So this camp is set in Foz. Foz, it's basically somewhere set in the eastern part of Scotland, जहां पे Duncan राजा है और वो वहां पे रूल करता है. There is an alarm within. Alarm means there is a sound of trumpet, जो कि आपका जब war ongoing रहता है, so there is the echo sounds of trumpet, bugle that is going on. Shanknath ho raha hai, right? So that is the alarm, where enters King Duncan, Malcolm, who is Duncan's elder son, Donalbain, his younger son, Lennox, and attendants. They are some other nobles of Scotland. They enter the scene. Along with him, Duncan encounters, meets a bleeding sergeant. Now, bleeding means wounded, who is injured. And why is he injured? He is injured owing to the battle that he has fought. Since he had taken part in the battle, that is why he is bleeding, he is injured, he is wounded, and he is a captain. ठीक है? He is a wounded captain. Chalo, let's start with the text. Duncan. What bloody man is that? He can report as seemeth by his plight the revolt of the newest state. Now, the moment Duncan captures a glimpse of this wounded captain, he immediately asks his people that who is that injured man? Bloody man means bleeding captain. Okay? He is wounded, he is injured. He can report as seemeth by his plight. Now, what is the meaning of plight? Plight means condition. So, उसके condition को देख के लग रहा है कि वो हमें battle के progress के बारे में कुछ बता सकता है. He can tell us the outcome of the battle as of now, the progress of the battle up till now. So what bloody man is that? Who is that bleeding man? He can report as seemeth by his plight. By looking at his miserable bleeding condition, I think he can tell us of the latest update and development of the battlefield. Now, Malcolm says that this is the sergeant who, like a good and a hardy soldier, fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend, say to the king the knowledge of the broil as thou didst leave it. So he is a captain, okay? He is a captain, sergeant is a captain, who like a good means who like a loyal, and a hardy, that is a brave soldier. He fought back against my captivity means he prevented me from being captive. मतलब उसने मेरा बचाव किया, नहीं तो मुझे बंदिश बना लिया जाता. ठीक है, मुझे ये लोग उठा के ले जाते. Hail, brave friend. Hello, brave friend. Please inform the king. Say to the king the knowledge, the information of the broil. Broil means of the battle, as thou didst leave it. So before you left the battlefield, up till then, please inform King Duncan that what information do you have about the battle that was going on. Now, extremely important speech made by the sergeant. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, प्लीज इसको ध्यान से समझिएगा. Sergeant, doubtful it stood as two spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their art, the merciless MacDonald, worthy to be a rebel, for to that the multiplying villainies of nature do swarm upon him from the western isles of Kerns and Gallowglasses is supplied. And fortune on his damned quarrel smiling showed like a rebel's whore. But all too weak for brave Macbeth, well, he deserves that name, disdaining fortune with his brandished steel which smoked with bloody execution, like valor's minion carved out his passage till he faced the slave, which ne'er shook hands nor bade farewell to him till he unseamed him from the nave to chaps and fixed his head upon the battlements. Now, Sergeant gives the information about the battlefield, and he says that the state of the battle, the condition of the battle was very unsettled. It was very unsettling state. So it was very uncertain that actually who would win the battle. So outcome of the battle was uncertain. He's saying that doubtful it stood. It was very unpredictable as to who would win the battle and who would lose it. Whether the victory would fall on Scotland or on Ireland. Because both the side of the armies, they are being compared to like two spent swimmers. Now spent means exhausted or tired. So there is a metaphor which has been used over here, the metaphor of the two exhausted swimmers who are trying to neutralize their art. ठीक है, जो एक किसी को भी जीतने नहीं दे रहा है. सो दिस गिव्स मी एन इमेजरी लाइक दो अब एक हीरो और एक विलन पानी के अंदर में घुस के लड़ रहे हैं. दे आर ट्राइंग टू चोक देयर आर्ट एंड वन इज ट्राइंग टू आउट परफॉर्म द अदर बाय न्यूट्रलाइजिंग द आर्ट्स और एक्ट्स और फाइट्स और ब्लोज ऑफ द अदर. So the two armies were like the two exhausted swimmers who were trying to cling together. So like they were trying to choke their art. They were trying to neutralize each other's act. And the merciless MacDonald. Now, this is a rebel. This guy, MacDonald, he is referred to as merciless. Merciless means someone who is ruthless. So this merciless MacDonald, who is worthy to be called as a rebel, means he has been titled, he has been given the name worthy to be called as a rebel. Now rebel वो होता है someone who belongs from an opposition army and tries to नीचा दिखाने का कोशिश करता है कि मैं तुम्हें छोड़ूंगा नहीं, sort of that kind of. So he is worthy to be a rebel, for to that because of that the multiplying villainies of nature. Now what is multiplying villainies? Multiplying implies increasing. ठीक है, multiply means increasing. Now villainies का मतलब होता है the wicked tendencies. So it is like the जितने भी evil qualities या wicked tendencies होंगे इस दुनिया में, they all are attracted to MacDonald. So all the wicked tendencies which were continuously increasing in number, which is there in the nature, it seemed as if it was going and swarming upon him. Swarming means it was going and crowding upon MacDonald. सो बोलना एक तरफ से ऐसा बोलना चाह रहा है कि मैकडोनल्ड इतना बदमाश है, इतना इविल है कि इस दुनिया का जितना भी इविलनेस है, एज इफ इट वाज इंक्रीजिंग इन इट्स साइज, इट वाज इंक्रीजिंग इन इट्स नंबर एंड इट वाज गोइंग एंड गेटिंग अट्रैक्टेड, दे वर लाइक स्वॉर्मिंग, वो भिन-भिना रहे थे अपॉन मैकडोनल्ड, ठीक है। Because from the western isles of Kerns and gallo glasses is supplied, because he was aided, he was supplied with Kerns and gallo glasses, that too from western isles. Now what is western isles? It is a place called Hebrides and it is somewhere in the western part of Ireland. Okay, so from western part of Ireland he was supplied with Kerns. Now Kerns कौन है? They are the light arm, जो बहुत ज्यादा कुछ भारी कवच नहीं पहने होते, light arm फुट सोल्जर्स, जो पैर पे जाके लड़ाई करते हैं तलवार लेके या बोज एंड एरोज लेके, उनको कर्न्स बोला जाता है। कर्न्स एंड गैलो ग्लासेस आर हेवीली आर्म्ड सोल्जर्स हु फाइट ऑन हॉर्स बैक। सो उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से अपना ढाल वाल सब कुछ पहना रहता है। दे फाइट ऑन द हॉर्स बैक, घोड़ों के ऊपर बैठ के वो लोग लड़ाई करते हैं। एंड दे आर ऑल्सो, गैलो ग्लासेस कुड ऑल्सो बी रिगार्डेड एज मर्सिनरीज, MERCINERYS। मर्सिनरी का मतलब होता है दैट इफ यू पे समबडी to fight on your behalf, just for that token of money they would do so, ठीक है। So from the western island, that is from Hebrides, McDonald was supplied with Kerns, foot soldiers and soldiers who fight on the horseback, that is gallo glasses was supplied, and also it seemed as if fortune means luck, kismat, ठीक है। It seemed as if fortune was on McDonald's side, ऐसा लग रहा था कि किस्मत भी मैकडोनल्ड के ही साइड पे है। who was acting like a whore, who was acting like a prostitute, and whose intention, it seemed as if luck's intention was to please McDonald by indulging into pleasuresome activities. So she was behaving like a whore, and both McDonald coupled with fortune, that is Lady Luck, they both were smiling onto us, ठीक है। On his damned quarrel smiling, ठीक है, it seemed as if McDonald was giving a sarcastic smile and Lady Luck was accompanying her with that. And she acted like a prostitute, like a rebel's whore, McDonald's whore, but all's too weak for brave Macbeth. But all this was useless, all this was futile, it was of no use, because for brave Macbeth, now very important key phrase which is used for Macbeth, he is regarded as brave, that is, it is a depiction of his heroism onto the battlefield. His military skill is depicted onto the battlefield, जो अभी आएगा हम लोग देखेंगे। Well, he deserves that name. Macbeth deserves to be called as brave, valiant, courageous, because he disdaining fortune means he seemed as if Macbeth was mocking at the Lady Luck, which was on McDonald's side, ठीक है। He was disdaining, mocking fortune with his brandished steel, with his shining sword in his hand, which smoked with bloody execution. Now, smoked का मतलब हो गया यहाँ पे that जब भी आप किसी को fresh assault करते हो, आप मारते हो, उसका खून अगर आपके तलवार के ऊपर लगा रहता है, and when that blood is fresh, ठीक है, it oozes out smoke out of it, उसमें से vapors निकलता है, ठीक है। So it was as if vapor was coming out from the fresh blood which was blotted, which was on Macbeth's sword, like valor's minion. Now यहां पे मैकडोनल्ड को बोला गया है, it seemed as if Lady Luck was McDonald's prostitute. So there is a personification over there that Lady Luck, fortune, has been personified as McDonald's prostitute. But at the same time, Macbeth को वैलर का, वैलर मीन्स करेज, करेज का मिनियन बोला गया है। मिनियन मीन्स एज इफ ही वाज इन पार्टनर, इन पेयर विथ करेज। सो ऐसा लग रहा था जैसे कि करेज वाज ऑन मैकबेथ्स साइड। आई होप दैट इज क्लियर, आपको समझ में आ रहा है। सो लेडी लक, फॉर्चून वाज ऑन मैकडोनल्ड साइड, but then courage was on Macbeth's side. So there are two personifications which are used here. So please take note of that. So it seemed as if Macbeth was valor's minion, means he was courageous favorite, and being courageous favorite, he carved out his passage, he made out his way, ठीक है, अपने तलवार से लोग को मारते काटते हुए वो अपना रास्ता निकाला, अपना रास्ता बनाया, till he faced the slave, till he encountered McDonald face to face. which near shook hands nor bade farewell to him. So it is like when Macbeth confronted Macdonald, Macbeth did not even give time to Macdonald to say anything or even to bid him goodbye, because in an instant, in a moment, Macbeth unseamed him. Unseamed means he just ripped him apart. वो उसको चीरते हुए काट डाला दो टुकड़े में, ठीक है. He just unseamed him. So unseamed, it's like a tailoring metaphor. टेलर लोग के केसेस में, दर्जी के केसेस में unseamed यूज किया जाता है. The way a tailor just rips apart a cloth into two pieces. In the same way, Macbeth had unseamed him. He had cut him into pieces from his navel area till his jaw, till his chin. सो नीचे से लेते हुए उसको सीधा काट दिया उसके जबड़े तक, जॉ तक, एंड ही बी हेडेड हिम, उसका गर्दन काट के उसके गर्दन को लटका दिया बैटलमेंट के ऊपर. नाउ बैटलमेंट इज लाइक योर रेस्ड प्लेटफॉर्म ऑफ अ कासल, जहां से मिलिट्री फोर्सेस के ऊपर नजर रखा जाता है, एनिमी मिलिट्री फोर्सेस के ऊपर नजर रखा जाता है, ठीक है, या जहां से अटैक्स भी किया जाता है. दैट इज ऑल्सो अ बैटलमेंट. So this depicts, the line of Sergeant depicts, showcases Macbeth as a ruthless warrior, as a fierce and a very powerful warrior who does not show any mercy onto his enemies. So this is very important as it develops Macbeth as a character. Even though Macbeth is not directly introduced, but he is indirectly being characterized through the words of Captain, through the words of Sergeant. ठीक है? Duncan. Now, the moment he hears this, what a depiction of bravery. क्या brave way से Macbeth लड़ाई किया है. He is extremely pleased by that, to which he replies that, "Oh valiant cousin, oh brave cousin, worthy gentleman." He is worthy as a soldier. So Sergeant is like, "Wait, I have more to inform. As when the sun gins his reflection, ship-wrecking storms and direful thunders break, so from that spring whence comfort seemed to come, discomfort swells. Mark, King of Scotland, mark! No sooner justice had with valor armed compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heels, but the Norwegian lord, surveying vantage, with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault." So he's like, in the manner as when the sun gins his reflection. So in the same way, from where the sun shines or from where the dawn breaks, from the same spot, from the same place, shipwrecking, मतलब जो कि जहाजों को डिस्ट्रॉय कर दे, डिस्ट्रक्टिव. Shipwrecking storms, storms यानी आप समझते हो तूफान, and direful thunders means dreadful, disastrous thunder break. So बोलना चाह रहे हैं कि जहां से एक नया सूर्य उदय होता है, वहीं से तूफान भी आता है, क्योंकि he means to say कि अभी तक जो बैटल का आउटकम है वो शांत नहीं हुआ था, ठीक है. So from the place spring where comfort seemed to come. So basically it is like from where the source of comfort comes, the moment you feel that everything is comfortable and going well, from the same very spot discomfort also originates, it also swells, ठीक है. So from that spring when comfort seemed to come, so the moment we think that from here comfort is coming, discomfort, dangers, uncertain dangers, they also come from there to overwhelm us. Mark, take note of this, King of Scotland, mark, note. जैसे ही, no sooner justice with his valor, justice is basically Macbeth because he had served justice by killing the rebel, that is Macdonald. So no sooner had Macbeth, along with justice and his valor, valor means along with his bravery, he had compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heel. He had forced the foot soldiers, kerns are the foot soldiers, to trust their heels means कि वो लोग दुम दबा के भाग गए. कि जैसे ही मैकबेथ ने मैकडॉनल्ड को मारा, ये साइट देख के सारे फुट सोल्जर्स वहां से बैटलफील्ड से गायब हो गए, भाग गए. उसी टाइम पे एट द वेरी मोमेंट किंग स्वीनो, who is the king of Norway, Norwegian lord, that is Norwegian king of Norway named Swino, he took advantage of this situation. ठीक है, he took advantage of the situation कि ये लोग अभी battle fight कर रहे हैं and it is the right time to begin a fresh assault. So he took advantage of the situation with furbished arms, furbished means with reinforced, with new arms, fresh arms and new supply of men means नया army को लेते हुए he began a fresh assault, he began a fresh attack onto us, onto Scotland. Now Duncan gets a little worried on hearing this. He says, dismayed not this our captains Macbeth and Banquo. Now Macbeth and Banquo. Now Banquo is Macbeth's friend and they always fight in pair. So it is like दोनों हमेशा साथ में ही लड़ाई करते हैं. Both are extremely brave soldiers over here. ठीक है. So was this not a source of discomfort for them? Dismayed means discomfort. तो क्या इससे कुछ आपत्ति नहीं हुई हमारी soldiers Macbeth and Banquo को? Sergeant replies very sardonically, very sarcastically to this. He says, yes, it did. As sparrows, eagles or the hare, the lion. So बोलता है सिर्फ उतनी आपत्ति हुई, उतनी परेशानी हुई जितना एक स्पैरो ईगल को जितना हार्म कर सकता है या एक रैबिट हेयर लायन को जितना हार्म कर सकता है. So it is like he is in a mocking manner he is saying कि एक स्पैरो ईगल को कितना ही हार्म कर लेगा या एक रैबिट लायन को कितना हार्म कर लेगा. सो उतना ही हार्म खाली किंग स्वीनो के एंड नॉर्वेजियन आर्मीज ने हमारे सोल्जर्स को कर पाया. If I say sooth, I must report they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks, so they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe, except they meant to bathe in the reeking wounds or memorize another Golgotha. I cannot tell, but I am faint, my gaseous cry for help. So he says that if I were to inform you honestly, if I tell you the truth, let me report you this, that they were like cannons. Cannons आप समझते हो जिससे गोला बारूद फेंका जाता है. So they were like cannons and that too they were overcharged. So it is like their energies had redoubled. So after they had defeated MacDonald, basically the Ireland ka army, they were already exhausted, tired, and seeing a new fresh battle which is coming in led by King Sweno, they got so agitated and they became like cannons who were overly charged. So it was like they were they were extremely angry and being overcharged with double cracks, with double amount of power they held within themselves. And so they, due to that double amount of power which they had, they doubly redouble strokes upon the foe. Means और दुगना ताकत के साथ उन्होंने किंग स्वीनो की आर्मी के ऊपर अटैक करना शुरू कर दिया. ठीक है. They doubly redouble their force, their blows, their attacks onto the enemies. As if, so two things here are mentioned here, as if that they meant to bathe, as if they wanted to take a bath in the wound of their armies, into the blood of their armies. So it seemed as if Macbeth and Banquo were thirsty of blood, कि वो लोग literally खून में नहाना चाहते थे अपने दुश्मनों का, or as if they wanted to memorize, they wanted to recall another Golgotha. Now what is Golgotha? In Arabic term, it means skull. So Golgotha implies a land of skull, and it is believed that in Christianity, Golgotha is a place where Jesus Christ was crucified as well. So Golgotha, it's like a land of skull जहाँ पे लाशों का अंबार लगा हुआ होता है. So when I hear this word Golgotha, मेरे मन में imagery आता है जैसे हमारे हिंदू में काली माँ है. So when Kali Ma is very angry, it's like वो शमशान के ऊपर आती है and she starts attacking all the enemies, all the Danav, and as if she is either thirsty of blood or she wants to memorize a place which is full of dead bodies or full of corpse. ठीक है. So as if they wanted to take a bath in the blood of their enemies, or as if they wanted to memorize another Golgotha. I hope this is clear. But I cannot tell, I cannot speak any further because I am faint, I am feeling very weak. My wounds are crying for aid, for help. ठीक है. So Duncan, he praises Captain for using such good words to describe Macbeth and Banquo. So he's like, so well thy words become as thy your wounds. They smack of honor both. Go get him surgeon. So he's like, you have well orated, and I hope that your words and your wounds, they both bring you honor. So go, he calls on somebody and tells him to attend on the sergeant, that he needs aid. Go take him and provide him some medical help. And the moment sergeant exits, Ross enters the scene. कि दूर से आते हुए Ross दिख रहा है. To which Duncan asks, who comes here? Who's coming here? Enter Ross. Malcolm. Oh, the worthy Thane of Ross. Now Thane is a title which is given to a nobleman in a play. ठीक है. So Lennox. What a haste looks through his eyes, so should he look that seems to speak things strange. So he has come with such an expression of haste. It seems by looking at his eyes that he can tell us about some strange information of the battle. Ross, God save the king. Raja ki jai ho. Whence camest thou, worthy Thane? Where do you come from, Thane? He informs, I'm coming from Fife. It's a place in Scotland, great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself, with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict. Till that Bellona's bridegroom, lapped in proof, confronted him with self-comparison, point against point, rebellious, arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit, and to conclude, the victory fell on us. So Ross says that I have come from Fife, which is a place on the eastern part of Scotland, Great King, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky. So where the flags of Norway, they were, मतलब flags लहरा रहे थे हवा में, they were flouting the sky, means they were flying up in the sky, and they were trying to fan our people cold. So it was as if like they were trying to put down the morale of our people, of our soldiers. And Norway himself, now Norway, the Kingdom Norway was accompanied by a giant, enormous army with terrible numbers, means with a huge army, which was assisted by the most disloyal traitor, Thane of Cawdor. Now, this is very important. Thane of Cawdor, who was supposed to be on Scotland's side, it seemed as if Thane of Cawdor had betrayed, उसने धोखा दिया था. He was treacherous. He had deceived Scotland by maybe supplying them with the information about Scotland, and because of Thane of Cawdor's assistance, Norway had started a fresh attack onto us. They started a dismal conflict, a threatening disaster had begun because of him. But it was all up till it was the conflict, the war went on only up till the duration, up till the time Bellona's bridegroom. Now, who's Bellona? Bellona is regarded as the ancient Roman goddess of war, and bridegroom यहाँ पे बोला जा रहा है Macbeth को. So it was only till the Norway had confronted Macbeth. He was like Bellona's bridegroom. He was like the husband of Bellona, who was lapped in proof, who was covered in his arms, confronted him with self-comparison, means confronted Macbeth, confronted King Sweno and his army on equal footing, on equal level, on equal basis, point against point, rebellious, arm against arm. So he confronted the rebels, sword against sword, and arms against arms, means even कुश्ती के लड़ाई में भी हाथ से भी अगर लड़ना हुआ तो he was equally good at it. Curbing his lavish spirit, means breaking down the mocking spirit of Norway and its people, and to conclude, the victory fell on us, and in the end we were victorious. We were victorious in defeating Norway as well. So the Scotland had won 2 battles, which was against Ireland and against Norway. ठीक है, against MacDonald and against King Sweno because of Macbeth and Banquo. To which again Duncan is very pleased. He says, great happiness, बहुत खुशी हुआ ये जान के, Ross, that now Sweno to the Norway's king craves composition, nor would we deign him burial of his men till he disbursed at St. Colum's Inch $10,000 to our general use. So the king of Norway, that is Sweno, he is craving, he is begging for composition, means he is begging for a treaty, for a terms of peace. We will neither allow him the burial of his men. So हम लोग स्वीनो को ना ही अपने आदमियों का बरियल करने का, दैट इज उनका अंतिम संस्कार करने का मौका देंगे जब तक वो लोग सेंट कॉल्म्स इंच. सो इट इज लाइक बेसिकली it is an island. Saint Colum's Inch is an island, small island in Edinburgh. जब तक वहां पे they do not disburse, they do not give us 10,000 Danish silver coin. जब तक $10,000, now dollars is not the American dollar but it is the silver coin which was used as a currency during their time. So जब तक वो लोग हमें $10,000 as a compensation नहीं दे देते, तब तक हम लोग स्वीनो को अपने लोगों का अंतिम संस्कार करने का परमिशन नहीं देंगे. ठीक है. Duncan, no more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go pronounce his present death and with his former title greet Macbeth. So from this point onward, that traitorous Thane of Cawdor, वो धोखेबाज Thane of Cawdor आज के बाद हमें और कभी धोखा नहीं दे पाएगा. अभी के अभी जाओ, at this very moment go and pronounce his death, So King Duncan immediately announces his death penalty. And with his title, with his former title, since Thane of Cawdor will die, he will lose his title. Greet that same title means go and give this title, label this title onto Macbeth from now on. I'll see it done. Ross says that I'll see that it is done. What he had lost, noble Macbeth had won. So I would say that this line, last line, what the Thane of Cawdor has lost, Macbeth has won, is ironical because in the next scene, when we will get to encounter Macbeth as a character, Macbeth is going to meet the three weird sisters who will make prediction for Macbeth. And in that prediction, one of the prediction is also going to be about him becoming the Thane of Cawdor, which Macbeth up till scene 3 doesn't know about it. So it can foreshadow, it foreshadows, it hints us of the fueling up of Macbeth with ambition, which will mark his tragic ending later on in the play. So I would say that this line is ironical because King Duncan is incapable of understanding that the former, जो पुराना Thane of Cawdor है, who has betrayed him, and with the same title, who is he passing it on to the new Thane, that is to Macbeth, since वो यही title उसको दे रहा है, he is only paving out his way for once again to be betrayed. कि वो अपने लिए वापस से एक रास्ता खोल रहा है वापस से धोखा खाने का, ठीक है. So this is ironical because Thane of Cawdor, who has fallen due to his treachery, due to his treason, ironically the next Thane is going to rise only to betray King Duncan once again. So that is why this is ironical, this line, that what he has lost, noble Macbeth has won, but actually it is just by achieving this title, it is going to be a medium through which Macbeth is going to betray King Duncan again. ठीक है? I won't tell you how is he going to betray King Duncan. Let it be for ahead in the scene. But I hope आपको अभी के लिए ये समझ में आ गया होगा. So I hope you are liking my videos, and if you are, then please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more such quality content. Till then, keep smiling, keep learning. Take care. Bye bye.